Alright, I got a new review cooking up for you today. This time it's going to be the Elven Warrior from Weta Workshop. You just saw this character during the prologue sequence of Fellowship of the Ring. It would have been all over the course of that whole sequence, but most notably their moment is that, almost synchronized orc killing moment when the orcs charge the elves right there at the very beginning. It's a really beautiful statue, captures that moment, I think. It's obviously some creative license. It's not exactly as one of those guys might have been swinging, but it's really beautifully done, and it definitely feels like it came from that moment. So it's really nice to have this statue in my collection. I absolutely love it. Love the paint, love the detail. I love the sword, and I'll tell you more about that. It does come in a few pieces that you have to attach to it, so I'll explain where those parts go once I get him set up. It's another one of those statues, as I said, that Weta's doing their thing with covering pieces that people want. This is one that I've seen mentioned off and on. We do need Elendil and Isildur and Gil-Galad to go with it. I would think that would be really fantastic. So hopefully Weta will get to those. I know people like myself are asking for them. This guy's got a 750 piece edition size. He is sold out through Weta themselves, but you can probably track him down on various secondary markets. So I would definitely think about adding him to your collection because it's really a fantastic piece. Let me go get him set up and we'll be right back. Alright, we got the Elven Warrior set up. Kind of just give you guys a look over before I get into talking about too much stuff. Okay, give you a little 360 before we talk about a few things. The sculptor on this is Sam Gao, G-A-O, Go. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to apologize for mispronouncing the name if I am. As I said in the intro, the Elven Warrior is limited to 750 pieces worldwide. He is sold out through Weta. I believe he retailed for $275, $299. So, if you want him, you're going to have to go secondary market, which, hopefully if you strike quick, you'll be able to get him at a decent price. I think this is going to be one of those pieces, because of the detailing, which you can see and stuff, is going to go up in value pretty dramatically over the years. I definitely think this is one of those pieces that hardcore ringers are going to want, for sure, because of the fact that the Battle of the Last Alliance is a pretty important sequence in Middle-earth history. So, and elves are obviously quite popular. It's really cool. Just a really neat piece, very dynamic. which I like. Lots of cool detail. If you have some of the other elf pieces, this will fit fantastically with those, so I would definitely suggest getting it for that if you're an elf collector and you've got the rest. You don't want to leave a gap like this in your collection. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? Talked about in the intro that it comes in a few pieces. This cape here in the back is one piece. It connects here in the shoulders, so that's one piece. The hands and the sword are one piece. They connect at the wrists here. Then obviously here. The sword, I think, is metal, or it's a resin with like metal flakes in it or something, because it's got some weight to it, which is different than any of the other weapons from Weta as far as the statues. So I'm not quite sure what was the change, but it's really cool and I like it. Hope they keep doing it. One thing, see if I can get you this other side of the sword here. The orc blood, I like the orc blood on it. I'm getting a good picture of my house. This arm here is a separate piece. So you've got this arm, cape, both hands, sword, and this piece right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, what, 4 pieces? So if you were to buy them, and it's a little more of a put together statue than some of the others in the line, that's why. Don't freak out. I wasn't quite expecting that when I got it, so I was like, oh, and made me a little nervous, just because when I have to start putting together pieces and stuff on a statue, I know I've been clumsy at times and always worry about breaking them right out of the box and then getting mad at myself. So always a little adventure every time I get a new statue and there's pieces to put on it. I really, really like the helmet on this one. The blend of the green gives it a very elven feel, I think. And I love the fin on top and just the intricacies of the armor there. I don't know, it's just elven armor, the way Jackson did them in the movies and the way Weta was able to bring it to life, and Alan Lee and you know, John Howe and everybody that designed it, and it's just really cool, really, really neat. And the wrinkles and the cape are really cool. Let's see if I can. Cape's got kind of a dirty look to it, you know, from being out in battle, but it's also got some gold in the cape, which adds a cool reflection to the sun, as you can see here. Like I said, very dramatic. You've got another environment base, which I like quite a bit. You can see the shadow of my hand here. They've even, if I can get you a look at this, this is cool. Even got tread on the bottom of the guy's boot. That's pretty slick, actually. And of course the chainmail, I don't know if I got you a look at that earlier or not. They're always really good with the chainmail. It's a really great piece. I love the Battle of the Last Alliance stuff. I have the Elendil bust and the Isildur bust in my collection. I actually have a prototype Isildur bust from when he was when it originally had a different angle of how the bust was looking. I have that, and then I have the one that my dad actually bought me one year for my birthday. So I have Elendil and Isildur, which I got one year from my dad for my birthday. So those are pretty cool presents. get you one good look here. I just think overall the paint on it is really cool. I mean, the armor's got an aged look to it. It's got that elven-y feel. Does that, if that makes sense as you're watching this? You know, for you guys will know what I'm talking about. It's got a metallic look to it with the paint that was used, and Weta's getting really good with that. They started that a couple years ago with their paint and using like metallic flakes, I think is what, if I remember right, what they told me. And so it helps add a realism to it. Instead of just looking like polystone that's painted to look metal, it actually really does look like metal because of the metal flakes. So there's a realism in it that's really well done. The leather on the gloves is really cool. Really looks like worn out leather. Check that out. It's really neatly tied, like a bow. It's pretty cool. There we go. There's a good look at the sword. And the orc blood, and I don't know, maybe it's kind of weird, but I like when they add that to some of the weapons and stuff. Again, it makes it feel real. So that's always a nice little touch. Just really cool. I really hope we get more Last Alliance stuff. Elendil, Isildur, Gil-Galad. You know, orcs that were in there would be cool. Elendil and Isildur would be on the top of my list of things that I want. I would absolutely love to get those. They can have that armor and those characters with this. It would just be fantastic. This will look really good if you have, like I said, the Elrond from the Battle of the Last Alliance from the original Lord of the Rings line. So it'll look really good with those. Just a really cool piece. Give you another little turnaround. Well, like I said, Sam Gao is the sculptor. He also did the Lurt statue, I believe, that I'll be reviewing. So him and Jane Winley that I did on the Eowyn statue both have new pieces, new pieces in the collection. 750 piece edition size, as my neighbor pulls into his driveway. They both have new pieces, like I said, in the collection. They're relatively new, I should say. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? 750 pieces. It is sold out, like I said, so you're gonna have to go hunting on the secondary market, but it's definitely worth grabbing. It's a great piece, great paint, great sculpt, great detail, great pose. I would definitely add it to my collection. Got Blurts and Boromir next coming at you, so hopefully you'll stick around and watch those when I get them up. As always, guys, appreciate the support and checking things out.